says, James was the son of Zebedee and Salome, born into the family of Jewish fishermen on the Sea of Galilee. His mother, Salome, was a sister of Mary, the mother of Jesus, making James a cousin of Jesus. And when I read that, I thought, I remember learning about that a long time ago. I just forgot. Right? It kind of gives you a different perspective on why Jesus took James and John and Peter, those three, with him onto the Mount Transfiguration, into the Garden of Gethsemane. There's a few other times when they were kind of alone doing stuff outside of the other apostles. So kind of it's interesting. And John is described as the one that Jesus loved, and the one that was on Jesus' bosom and that kind of thing. Interesting, because they're cousins. Why wouldn't he love them? Part of the family. Did he know them? Would he have known them before he called them out of the sea? Yeah, he would have. Yeah. So James worked alongside his brother and father as a fisherman before being called by Jesus to follow him, leaving their livelihood immediately to embrace discipleship. Why do you think they followed him? Because they already knew that there was something special about him, right? Because they would have heard all the stories in the family about the things he did growing up, the things he taught when he was 12 in the temple, any miracles. In the Gnostic Gospels, there's a few instances in there where it talks about things that Jesus did as an infant. I'm not sure if they're true or verifiable. That's why they're in the Gnostic Gospels and not the canon. But if it's true, obviously Jesus would have had abilities to do things when he was a child, and he had a greater understanding than a lot of people, the wise people of his time. So he would have they said things, and he would have done things that would have impressed upon a lot of people. And so, when it just gives another perspective to when he's walking along by the seashore and he calls these guys out, says, "Come follow me," and they immediately come because they had already known about him, heard these stories. And obviously John the Baptist, had said, here he is, this is the Christ, so follow him.